And hello, everyone. It's FANzine Live. We are doing new releases, and again, we are going back to SPX. However, I will say that I did see this particular vendor at CXC as well, and I've seen him. I actually saw his bubbles work when I went to a store called, I believe, Phantom Comics in DuPont Circle in Washington, D.C. So this one gets around. It's on 20 issues. It's called Bubbles. And this is the Bubbles Con issue, which summarizes a symposium of interviews and talks on comic and manga that was at the main branch of the Richmond, Virginia Public Library. All talks and interviews from Bubbles Con inside and reviews of more than 70 new comics. Folks, I am always interested in zines that offer news and insight and reviews on the creative work that we see in comics and in zines. There are precious few that really do a great job these days. And when I say great job, I'm looking for something on the level of a Comics FX, of a Small Press Comics Explosion, of, and I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal, but what we tried to achieve with the Fandom magazine back in the 80s. There just aren't many of them in paper that you can get these days. There's a lot of stuff online. You've got videos like this, and there are some other things going on. People are using social media to highlight favorites and the like. Video channels really seem to be the more popular one. But Bubbles is a magazine, 20 issues in now, so he's got some experience. And I want to make sure, yes, Brian Baines is the person who publishes Bubbles. He does a great job. And I thought it would be fun to celebrate that and perhaps get people who are not familiar with Bubbles onto it. Starting right from the beginning, you've got a beautiful con sketch drawn by Sergio Aragones from the Gru fame. But basically, we're talking about Bubbles Con. And he had his Bubbles Con on May 4th in Richmond, Virginia. So this is the collection of what he did. Done with a classic zine style. I mean, this is the type of stuff that really makes me go back and think about the Stolen Sharpie Revolution video that I did. And when I looked at that, I mean, these are, and you've got some advertising, but the style of the zine, clearly professionally typeset, but done with a very kind of loose, almost a punk style. You can see we had a presentation here on the editorial cartoons of George H. Ben Johnson and some of his cartoons, which is really kind of impressive. And Johnson apparently is buried in Richmond, Virginia. So my guess is, yes, he was in the Richmond Planet back in 1919. He was published there. Really nice printing. It is downright dangerous in my mind to do a white text on a black background and have it be legible. He pulls it off. This is a piece on Ryan Holmberg, a manga translator. So he's got an interesting story to tell. The blacks look great. The photocopier is perfect. If anything, the black is a little dark in some of the photos, but the text is just wonderfully legible. Some stuff from the New York Review Comics. Then we have an interview by Brian with a Jen Zervakis, who I am unfamiliar with. But very nice looking stuff. Good combination of text and artwork. Dash Shaw, interviewed by Brian. He was a busy boy at his con. Again, nice looking stuff. Starfruit Books, which I'm guessing in Todd bought. You can see the lunch break. Halfway through the con, we took a lunch break. Attendees took the hour to rush out and grab a bite to bring back for those who had already eaten or for the animation enthused. I played a mixtape of short films that seemed in the Bubbles ethos of creativity and inspiration. Had a lot of fun putting it together. I think most are on YouTube. And so he puts his mix in. And you've got some Peanuts, you've got some Donald Duck, you've got some Akira, you've got some Simpsons, some Crazy Cat, Bambi Meets Godzilla, some Chuck Jones, a lot of fun stuff. And then we go into the afternoon. Gabriel Bell, New York-based cartoonist known for her autobiographical work. I like the line work and the artwork that he's able to pull together for this. And he does it on a lot of his work. And then we have CF, interviewed by Noel Fribert. And you can see some of CF's work here too. This is a meaty zine. And then, of course, photos. Lots of good stuff. There are some names I'm starting to grow familiar with. I've heard of Chris Pitzer. And then you get into some reviews. Last Gasp has an ad. Breakdown Press has an ad. And then you get into comics you should read. And these are nice, kind of small text, but again, very legible because it's professionally typeset. Combination of some of the most simple stuff you can find, then throw in a Fantagraphics book or a Drawn and Quarterly book. Kind of neat in that respect. So you've got a lot of good reviews as well. Impressive. Very impressive. Comics in my mailbox. This is stuff that he has had sent to him since the last issue came out. And so you've got some quickies there. And then a few more ads, and we are off and running. I like this. I like this a lot. This is a magazine of national caliber, but it does not turn its back on its regional roots. I had a chance to talk briefly with Brian when I was at SPX, and I saw him at CXC, but honestly, I was tight enough on time and money that I wanted to go and take care of checking out the rest of the show because I had had a chance to talk with them just about a month earlier. Very East Coast centric, very obviously Richmond and Virginia centric, but he reports on his community very, very well. And he reports upon his, I guess you would say, his circle of creative friends very, very well. These are transcripts of the interviews that were published. It's a really good zine. This is the con issue. Other ones that he's done, he did a travelogue piece, if I remember correctly, from going overseas to a show. He has news type features. He has tons of reviews. Bubbles is a great magazine. I definitely will put the information in the show notes so that you can get your own copies. But make sure you pick up a copy of Bubbles. It's really worth reading. So that's it. Bubbles, number 20, cost $8. This was the May 24 issue. And great work. Congratulations, Brian. You've got something wonderful on your hands. Folks, that's it for now. That's the new release. I'm thrilled to be able to share it with you, and I will catch you next time when we have, I think, probably maybe 2 more SPX videos, and then we'll start in on the CXC and maybe even throw in a couple other little bits here and there. Again, I will see you next time.